Welcome to my What If live stream part 2s, where I'll be continuing my what ifs from last live stream, and most of them should be released on my channel as well. And I thought I would start this off with what if Deku was catnapped, because apparently that video has reached 455 views within a few days. It's like my second or third most watched video on this channel. And it is my most liked video, I'm pretty sure, of my entirety of doing YouTube. And I was very impressed, so I thought I'd start off with this. I also am taking up ideas, so if you want an idea that would like to be in the next live stream, comment down below. Of course, I have plenty of ideas. I just want to see if any of y'all have any good ones you want. Trying to see which ones do you want me to do next. I'll read the comments, and if they're really good, or if they're just a really good idea, I'll make a what if on it. And I will thank you. I will send you a thank you for the idea. And the idea will probably come out on the next live stream. So, anyway, let's get right into it. What if Deku was catnap? Part 2. Where we left off, the gas was surrounding Pony. It was going around her. As the gas spread into the training camp area, where people were falling asleep and unconscious, as Deku was wandering about. And also, someone wanted me to clarify this. Eri was not in the same facility Deku was at. Deku was in an entirely different facility. Just to let y'all know. She was in an entirely different facility. Well, anyway. As he was walking around outside, because he had gone through one of the windows, broken windows of the facility, as he was wandering out, he goes to the mountain, to where he hears a large smash. He's attracted by the sound as he goes up that way, looking around, seeing nothing. But then he sees Muscular holding a... I can't remember his name, unfortunately. What was it? The kid that was with the Wild Wild Pussycats. Coda, I believe. Yeah, it was Coda, I think. It's been a while. As he sees Muscular, he jumps on in his big scary form as he hits Muscular to a wall, dropping the kid. As the kid runs off, Muscular gets out of the wall. Ah, who may you be? As he sees Catnap in his big form, as he rushes to him and grabs Catnap as they fall down the cliff, rolling, each one of them hitting some rocks. Once they land, or on the way down, Catnap grabs him and throws him into a tree as he lands on all four paws. As he starts to release his gas, as Muscular uses his muscles to counteract the gas by covering up several parts of his body in muscles and rushes towards Deku. As they exchange blows, scratch marks were being severely inflicted on Muscular. As the fight's going on, as each one's delivering fatal punches and blows to each other. Catnap, with his durability and with the enhancement quirks I had mentioned in the last part, Muscular didn't stand much of a chance, as he used his tail to send him flying. As Deku's strength is absurd because of the amount of enhancements they've done to him. As he starts rushing, giving blows to Muscular left and right, as he's clawing through his muscle fabric of his quark. Aizawa shows up as Catnap gives the final blow, unfortunately not killing Muscular, but making him going unconscious. As Aizawa showed up, and sees Catnap and Muscular. Deku regains a small bit of control as he recognized the scar from somewhere. As he runs away. As always says, who was that? What was that thing? He's not entirely sure what was it. So I do hope you Well, I guess I must take you in. As he goes to grab Muscular, Catnap still roaming around. As pretty much everything is going as canon, Bakugo will be captured. But Catnap is still roaming around. As he walks up, as he knows Pony going back to the camp. As she turns around and looks Catnap in the eyes, as he's still in his big form, watching. As both of them look at each other. As she noticed that the red gas was coming out of his mouth. As they just look at her for a minute, as Pony gets a sense of familiarity, like they had met somewhere before. As then, for a split moment, his eyes change color as he walks away. Pony, very confused of what just happened, decides to go back to the camp. As they go back, and as Deku is making his way back to the facility, he falls over because the effects of the fight with Muscular did take a toll on Deku's body. So he managed to get into the facility. As he's wandering around the facility, he's looking for something. As he goes to the lab, as he changes forms into his smaller form in the picture, as he holds his head. Who was that person? As Deku still doesn't really have full control of himself, as the persona of Catnap, his monster form of all the injections, torture, all that, still loomer in his mind, causing him to forget pretty much everything that happened to him before being captured. Who was that person? She seemed familiar. As another voice is heard, that doesn't matter. What does matter is that we hunt. We grit the items we are asked to get, to gather the supplies. Why? You think it was just so simple? The only reason we got out was the help of the prototype. Yes, I know. The prototype is who we serve. Remember that. We are one. Don't forget that, Izuku Midoriya. It's really hard to forget when you're always in my head. Yes, that is right. We must gather the materials. Then why were we out there? Simple. I wanted to have some fun. And I knew something was going on, so I thought I would go and check it out. Now, let's go back to bringing the materials that we've been asked for to the prototype. Fine. Now hand over back control. As Izuku gives back control to Catnap. As he changes it to his form. Much better. This works perfectly. As he walks off. As we go about a few hours, and we go to a hero meeting and all that. Actually, no, we go to the bus all the way back to UA. As Class 1B is talking, and I can't remember pretty much anyone from Class 1B. I'll do my research, and maybe I'll have them in the next part. As Kendo, I believe the only one I remember, ask her what happened to Pony, as she wasn't seen pretty much at all. I was in the forest when I saw this red gas come, but for some reason it went around me. How odd. The gas knocked like a lot of people out. It must have been from the villain quirk. That villain with the gas quirk. No, it came from something else. What do you mean? There was something else there. A big cat, I think. I locked eyes with it and I noticed red gas was coming out of its mouth. It decided to leave me alone, though. No idea why. I would consider yourself lucky then. Could have been a villain. I know, but I can't help with a sense of familiarity with it. Like I had known it. Maybe it reminded you of someone? Perhaps, you're probably right. As we go, about an hour later when they get to UA, we'll have Aizawa meeting with the other heroes and villains. Or not, why did I say heroes and villains? I meant heroes. As he's talking and is in the meeting now. I ran into some creature along with this villain attack. A creature, you say? Yes. It could have been Nomu, Endeavor says, as they've been using Nomus to fight us heroes for quite a while. I know. But it was like a cat. They got plenty of quirks. They could have made one that resembles a cat. But all Nomus usually have a similarity. Usually. Doesn't mean they do. As we don't even know what type of Nomus they can create. That is true. But it kind of looked like a purple cat. Long and big. As Nezu speaks up, do you mean this? As he pulls out a picture from his desk. As a picture of Deku in his, or catnap. Yes, exactly like that. This thing has been spotted on a security camera entering a few facilities, stealing items. But if anyone gets close to it, they immediately pass out due to the red gas it produces, making it perfect to infiltrate places without being detected, as it makes everyone else go to sleep. It could be related to the LOV, as it's been stealing supplies and stuff from several sites. Some being science equipment, some being random gears, machines. It could be their gatherer Nomu, where they use it to gather supplies. That's what they're thinking. In reality, he's not stealing it for the LOV. We know he's stealing it for the prototype. As I've not introduced the prototype yet, but he's coming soon. You may be right, but something's off. The way it was looking at me, it seems like it had intelligence, because it backed off as soon as I arrived. And if it was a Nomu, it would have the orders to attack, as it was supposed to. Let's not focus on that right now. Let's focus on getting Katsuki Bakugo back. As they focus on that, as we go to Catnap, who's brought back several supplies from another raid, as he's walking down a hall. As he gets to a room with, if I remember, there's like a statue thing he bows to or something like that. Can't remember. Haven't played. Probably playtime chapter 3. It is on my list though, as well as probably playtime chapter 2. Well, anyway, back on topic. As he's in his position, as he's placed the items above. Prototype, I've brought what you've asked. I'm here. I've brought the items you've requested. As we hear a voice. Good work. I'll be taking this to finish a very important project. You've done well, Catnap. Of course, sir. I have not let you down yet. Which is absolutely why you are a splendid person to have as a subordinate. It's my honor, sir. Good. I do want you to prepare, though. Prepare? Yes. Prepare. We'll be watching the heroes fight the villains. What do you mean? I want you to retrieve something, as there is a fight going down between the heroes and villains come tonight or tomorrow night. And what do you want me to retrieve, sir? This, as he pulls up a plan for a device. And the device seems to spread to where he could spread his gas throughout the entire city, making everyone fall asleep. So you want me to put everyone into a sleep? Yes. It may not be an eternal sleep, or at least not yet. But they will learn you don't mess with me, as the prototype hates, really, humanity for what it has done. He sees Catnap as like him, as they are experiments, disposable tools of humanity, as he wants revenge on the world. And Catnap agrees. Deku has hesitation to this, as he doesn't agree to their plan. But he follows it because he remembers a lot of the stuff that they've done to him. So he's in a standstill of which side to choose of the plan. I'll gather the items. Good. Now, don't disappoint me, Catnap. Don't worry, sir. When have I disappointed? That is true. I hope you've enjoyed part 2 of What If Deku Was Catnap. Make sure to like and subscribe. Now, I'm really glad that so many of you watched this series. This series is absolutely amazing. I enjoy doing it. I've got several other ideas and other what ifs. And I may do a remake of this series in the future, where I will be changing some things as well. So I hope you'll enjoy that one, but that is a future plan. Probably months or something in the future. My goal is to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. And if y'all can beat that before the end of the year, it will be 150. And during that time, if I get there, I will pick a video or what if of one of y'all's choosing. You can make a vote on which what if you want next, or you can choose, or y'all can come up with ones and I'll decide to vote off your comments of which video y'all want. Now, I think I'm going to do one part of Catnap during each live stream because Catnap is really good and this series is doing well for itself, which I enjoy it. A lot of y'all seem to enjoy this series. I really need to do some more research on the characters, as I know most of Class 1A, quite a few of the heroes, and quite a few of the villains. But there are some characters like Koda, I think that's his name, is one of the side characters that I don't really see that often, so he's easy to forget about, is what I'm trying to say. He's easy for me to forget about. Everyone has that one or two characters they can forget about. And I think the next one will continue off a good one y'all liked and enjoyed. And that happens to have been, what if female Deku was Mangle? Well, let's get right into it. What if female Deku was Mangle, Part 3. As she was in a factory and Aizawa had just came in as he had knocked him unconscious. Oh dear, was I supposed to knock him unconscious? Oh well, better get the supplies. As she goes over to get supplies, pieces, to take it back to Foxy. As she's gathering the pieces, as she noticed something glowing. Ooh, what's this? As she walks to it and moves several things out of the way, as it happens to be a power cell, like something you would use to power an object. As she decides to take it, as it looks interesting, as she then flees. A few minutes after that, Aizawa wakes up. Oh, what hit me in the head? As he looks around the room, trying to figure out what hit him, he goes to check the security cameras, as it's the only thing he could think of. But the security camera looks like it was destroyed, so there was nothing he could get. Nothing. So whoever hit me got me unconscious, left without a trace. Great. Now what do? I probably should go back on patrol. As Mangle's going through the city, as she's going back to where Foxy's at, in that factory. I want to say something about that factory, but I'm not exactly sure. That factory, I'm just going to say, used to be owned by the Hero Safety Commission, though. So it used to be their property. They never used it, but they did own it at some point. As they go back, or she goes back to the factory, going through the forest, she hears something. As she looks down, as she sees some thugs, and looks to be like a little girl of some sort. And she's thinking, because she still has her child soul, she looks around. Oh, what do they want? As, come on, girl, we need to take you back. As Mangle is just watching. As the girl has, I'm gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna say wolf ears. Why not? Wolf ears. As she just crawls down from the wall in her animatronic form. And she just sits there and watch. This girl is scared and is hiding in a corner. As one of the thugs is about to grab her, Mangle strikes, dragging one of them away without them noticing. As the other is about to grab, Mangle bites his arm and flings him against a wall. The other one tries to transform his arm into a sword and cuts off one of Mangle's arms. As Mangle uses the other one to hold it in place and uses the other animatronic head to bite his leg. As she bites on the man's head, killing him. As the last man that got sent to the wall had died on impact. As the child looks at her, as she looks at the child, as then she just disappears, grabbing her detached arm and going back up to the ceiling and walking away. As she's off back to the facility, as she goes back to where Foxy is, as she's working on repairing her arm, because she does know how to reattach animatronic limbs. Foxy did teach her that. I found someone and helped someone today, Foxy. Some girl with wolf ears. I would say she was about my age when I was alive. I believe. And she's done fixing, and her spirit pops out of the animatronic body and flies around as she talks. I wonder. I wish I had some friends. As she's just flying around the room, just not minding her own business. It would be fun if I had some more friends. As she thinks to the animatronics that look like her. I think I'll send them out to get the parts. No. I should send them out to grab. May? May Hatsume, I'm pretty sure. Isn't that the engineer's girl's name? Yes, I'll send some of them out. To Stature. After all, what's the fun of doing it myself when I need to watch over you? As she smiles innocently. But I'll just keep an eye on them just in case. And y'all are probably wondering, how will Mangle be able to control the animatronics if they can only leave a certain meter out of her range? That only applies to her actual body, her original form. The other animatronics, that look just like her, can go outside and expand her range. But the thing is, she can control them as long as she's in her original form. But once they're destroyed, she doesn't control them anymore, as they've been destroyed. Pretty simple. As she decides to send them out, and the time she sends them out is the same day of the USJ. And y'all may be thinking, what does the USJ have to do with this? They're just going to kidnap Mei Hatsume. One of them managed to get into the USJ somehow. And the way that she got in, the sewer system. I'm just going to say that. Because I don't think UA has a sewer system. Like, no one would go think of using a sewer system, especially a person. The thing is, the animatronic is not a person. They can go through a sewer system. And we know the USJ is huge. So of course there's going to be a way in from the sewers. Nearly every building has a way in from the sewer. Even if it's going through the bathroom floor. Just an example, by the way. As the animatronic got into the USJ, as it wanders around, just looking, as it sees the middle happening, as it's saying feedback back to Izumi. Ooh, that looks interesting. So she's looking through the animatronic's eyes, seeing the commotion, seeing the fights happening between Aizawa and the villains. And she's just watching. Ooh, very interesting. Isn't that the hero I knocked out a couple of days ago? As she thinks back on it, as her ears go down, that is the hero. As her ears go back up. What was his name? As she hears it from the battlefield. Eraserhead. Yeah, the hero Eraserhead, I think. As he just watches their fight. As Aizawa sees this, as someone's watching, but decides to ignore it since the bigger villains are in front of him. He goes to attack Shigaraki. You know how that goes down in the anime. Pretty much the same thing, where the Nomu is just hitting his head into the pavement of the concrete, which would really hurt a person. And it's about the time where All Might shows up. And Izumi is just still watching all of this. But we're going to take a quick pause from this scene as we go to the other animatronics of herself that have caught up to Mei Hatsume. Or Mi Hatsume. Whatever. As they've caught up to her. Excuse me, are you Mei Hatsume? As she was roaming through a abandoned street, as three hood figures, which were the animatronics in disguise, had showed up. And she said, "Yes, I am Mei Hatsume of the support course of UA. We would need you to follow us for a moment." As she looks around, seeing that there's two other people. "What are you trying to do? Kidnap me?" "No, we just need your help." "Help with what?" "Think of it as this. You'll be fixing up something very important." "Do I really have a choice?" "Unfortunately, no, you do not. Now, you'll have to come with us." As she's not getting out of this situation. Because her quirk, I believe, has kind of like a microscope, actually. Like, she can zoom in. I don't know how to describe her quirk well. But it helps her, see into, little spots or something like that. Whatever. As they are taking her back, they decide to use a vehicle that was at the facility. And y'all may be wondering, how are animatronics gonna drive? And how is Izumi gonna drive the car? She's not. She's programming driving into one of the animatronics. That's what I'm saying. Because I could go through a 5 minutes of explaining how they're driving through every street, which honestly would be pretty hilarious if I tried to. I may do that in another What If, though. But I'm just gonna go back to the USJ. As she's seeing the fight between All Might and the Nomu, as she's in awe, still watching it. "I wish I could be there in person. It would be so much better." But she's back at the factory or something like that. Facility, whatever. As she's just still watching in amazement as the fight goes on. They delivering blows, each blow harder than the last. Yes. Ooh, this is very entertaining as it is. As one last blow is hit on the Nomu, sending it flying out of the USJ. "Let's go!" As she enjoyed the fight, as she knows All Might is really tired and all that. Again, she doesn't care. She's just observing. As she decides, "Okay, I think this is enough. But why did I come here again?" "Oh, that's right. To make sure no one was keeping an eye on Mei Hatsume, right? Or was it for something else? I can't remember." "Oh well." As she prepares to leave, the heroes had arrived, and Snipe had shot a bullet, piercing the animatronic through the head, causing it to fall over, and Izumi, or Mangle, losing connection. "Oh, come on. It was just getting good." She has a little bit of a frown as she hears a car pull up. "Oh, that must be the other Mangles." She's just going to call them the other Mangles, as they're just pretty much copies of the original, just with animatronic bodies that look more like the regular ones, not like her. As she hides her body away, as her spirit floats around, as they walk in. "So you must be Mei Hatsume. And who might you be?" "I'm the one that brought you here." "Really? How did you bring me here? These three brought me here." "Oh, do you mind revealing yourselves, please?" As all the three hooded figures come out, reveal themselves being the versions of Mangle. "But y'all are machines?" "They are machines. Copies of the original. Myself." Interesting. As she's in awe as she's looking at the design and all that. "Now, I do need to ask a tiny favor from you, Mei Hatsume." "And what might that be?" "Could you please repair Foxy?" "And who's Foxy?" "This way, please." As they go through the facility, as she's looking around and noticing a factory part where there seems to be a few other Mangles fixing the place up. There's quite a bit of you. I assume they're all robots. Oh, they all are. They're animatronics like myself. Except this is kind of my spirit form, you could say. I'm not exactly sure what to call it. But anyway, here we are as they enter a room where Foxy is laying on a table. And there he is, Foxy. As she looks at it, seems to be an older model. Yes, Foxy is a friend of mine. He saved me quite a few times, if I remember correctly. One time during, I almost died. That other time where people came in and tried to I believe trying to take animatronics apart or something like that. He told me. Well, anyway, let's continue. Can you please start the repairs on Foxy? I'll see what I can do. And I'm afraid you don't have a choice. By the way, I need you to fix Foxy. So that's what you're going to do. She does have a little bit of the evil side, but she has no intentions of killing Mei Hatsume. She just needs her to repair Foxy. And you're like thinking, she has control of the factory. Why can't she fix him herself? I'm sorry. You try fixing an animatronic body. If you have no idea what you're doing, and Foxy only taught her how to reattach animatronic limbs, you don't want to mess with any of the gears in Foxy's body, because one wrong circuit break or cord could cause Foxy to essentially die. Well, anyway, now I guess it's time for me to go check on some other things. Have fun. She just flies through the wall as two of the Bengal animatronics just sit there in the room. As she's flying through, seeing all the other Bengals. Status report, please. Yes, original Mangle. So we have discovered that the heroes may be aware of our presence now. That could be true, but that is expected, since we did go to rescue or to really kidnap Mei Hatsume. Yes, but they may find our location sooner or later. That doesn't matter, as long as Foxy is repaired. As you say, original. What else shall you have us do? Just prepare. We'll discuss more when Foxy's awake. As we are going to end part 3 of What If Female Deku Was Mangle there. I hope you all enjoyed, and remember to hit the like and subscribe button for more. Oh, another good Mangle What If. Ooh, I'm on a roll today. I've got so many ideas, and I may make another What If during this entire live stream for y'all. But for the plan right now is just to get at least part 2 and part 3 of What If Mangle out. So I think I will work on part 2 of What If Deku Was Dr. Robotnik or Eggman. As I am glad y'all enjoy these live streams, as I think they're fun and absolutely great. But we are gonna do it. Let's go ahead and just do a part 2 of What If Deku Was Dr. Robotnik. And I was surprised. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do this. Because if I think we remember, he had just gotten back to his base, essentially. Yeah. He'd gotten to I Island, I think. Or his facility. Not entirely sure, but I'll go based off memory, and I believe it was I Island where he was going to visit the person that was injured, as the heroes had no idea of Dr. Eggman fooling them, so let's get right on into it. What if Deku was Dr. Robotnik? Part 2. As he is back at base and goes to see the person. So I believe her name was Sarah. If I did or did not name her in the previous part, my apologies. So Sarah, how are you? Is he sitting in a chair? I'm doing well, doctor. Good, good. It's good to see you're awake. That's good at least. They said don't waste time on trying to save your life. They said just make more of their inventions, they said. I think a life is a little bit more important than a simple invention. But what do I care? I just decided to save your life on a whim. And it actually gave me a lot of good research on it. For prosthetic limbs, at least. Helping them out more than they think. Thank you, I guess? Now listen, sir. For all they know, you're dead. Do you have any relatives? No. No relatives? Okay. As he's writing all this down on a clipboard. Any uncles or any family members around in Japan? No. Okay. Age? She's about 11. Alright. And last question. What exactly were you injured for? Because it seemed they didn't want you alive at all. As they say, she's a part of the Momo's family, because I cannot pronounce their last name. As she says that, wait, don't you have a sister and father and mother? And she does say yes. So what's with the lie? I don't want to go back there. As she says, she was quirkless and they didn't treat her well. That is a fair point. Quirkless people are treated badly in this society. And she's surprised that he's still speaking in a calm tone. You're not mad with me? Of course not, dear. After all, I am quirkless as well. And she is shocked. Now, if you will excuse me, you can stay here as long as you like. My assistant will take care of you. As he walks off. Alright, girl. I will show you to your room. This way. Now, it's time I get some payback on the Hero Safety Commission. After all, they dare use my equipment for their gain and use someone's name on it. As he types into a computer. Now, who to send? There's plenty of options. You know what? Molebot is a good one. Molebot. As he pulls up a call, as a picture with Molebot and a call. Hello, Molebot. Dr. Robotnik, what can I do for you, sir? Yes, I need you to go to these sites. They're Hero Safety Commission storehouses, where they store supplies, and all of Dr. Eggman's equipment. I would like you to destroy them, please. But sir, that holds a lot of your equipment. That's old equipment. It can be replaced easily. As you say, Dr. Eggman. I'll get right on it. Good work. Now, you hold the file up, and he smiles. The Hero Safety Commission will know when everything is stripped from them. As he fixes his glasses. The Eggman army will rise to power. I think I'll go with Eggman, since they called me that. And they won't know I am Dr. Robotnik, as I will not reveal myself to the public. Or not yet, at least. As he starts walking away with his hands behind his back. Those heroes don't know what they're getting into. they are just going to be disposed of, as the Hero Safety Commission doesn't really care about them at all. So, what should I do next? Should I send some B-bots? And cause mayhem? Nah. I do hear there's the LOV. They did have an attack on the USJ a while back. Or there's some other options as well. So many to choose from. But which one is the right call? So many choices. Which one to choose? I guess I'll just hang back and see how things unfold for the meantime. As we go to Molebot, who's just digging underground and going after any of all the storehouses of the Hero Safety Commission, destroying them one by one. As he enters one and blows it up, as he goes through the ground and blows another one up. This has been happening for a few days, and the Hero Safety Commission has noticed that they're being attacked. So they send heroes to another storehouse, to which it will be attacked next. As Hawks is there, Endeavor's there, Aizawa's there, and a few other heroes, as they're waiting outside, because they believe he's going to attack from outside. As they talk, who do you think's attacking all these sites of the Hero Safety Commission? Who knows? It could be someone random. It could be, for all we know, it could be the LOV, which is the most likely option, if you think about it. As they're talking, an explosion happens as the warehouse blows up. Hey, what happened? As they walk into the building that had just blown up, as they see a hole in the ground. It must have dug in. How did we not notice this? Who cares? I'm going in. As Aizawa and Endeavor go underground to try to follow it. As the Molebot is just crawling through the ground. Okay, another warehouse destroyed. 2 more and I'm done. Then the full report to Dr. Eggman. As he's moving fast underground to try to hit the other 2 sites within the day's end. As he hears fire. It seems like I have approaching foes. Changing plans. As he crawls further underground into where he pops out into a small cavern. This will do. As it starts going away, not crawling underground, but just moving. As Endeavor and Aizawa show up, as Hawks has also followed. A cavern. This is the villain's lair. He thinks, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's abandoned or no one's here. As the Molebot is still just roaming around. Well, the culprit has to be here. This is where the cave the tunnel leads. He couldn't have gotten far. As some missiles come flying around a corner, hitting Hawks by surprise, sending him to a wall. As Molebot pops out from underground, as he had tunneled under them, and hits Aizawa. New objective. Eliminate heroes. As it starts opening fire with guns on Endeavor, who uses flames as a shield to melt the bullets. As Aizawa gets up and notices it's using machinery, and it's completely made of machine. As he fires a missile at Aizawa, he quickly grabs it with his scarf, sending the missile back, hitting the robot, sending it to a wall. Damage to the lower hull, focusing repairs there. Protocol, tactical retreat. As it digs underground, as Endeavor says, no you don't, as he fires a huge heat blast underground, burning most of the machinery onto the Molebot. Protocol, repairs, malfunction, as the machine had died. As Hawks had come over. As they go to it, and they look at it. A machine? Who would have sent a machine to do this? As Aizawa looks around it, trying to figure out who would have sent it. As he looks, hey, look at this. As it happens to be some sort of timer. As you hear it power back up. Self-destruction within 3. As Hawks grabs both of them and flies upward. 2, 1. As they're right above the flames of the robot. As they manage to pop out of the hole of the entrance where they went in. And dodging the flames as it skyrocketed upward. As Dr. Eggman was watching. They've defeated Molebot. Oh well. I can always build another. After all, I'll just send something else next time. They can't defeat every one of my robots. As his right-hand robot comes in. Sir, Sarah is asleep. Good, good. You did feed her, right? Yes. Also designed her room as you asked. Good, good. Remember, she is technically now part of the Eggman Empire, I think. She'll be a member. She is too young, sir. I know that. When I mean a member, I meant the member of the Eggman Empire. She'll be living here, so I expect you to treat her with respect. Yes, Doctor. Now, if you excuse me, I must get to work onto some other machines. As he walks away. I hope you enjoyed part 2 of What If Deku Was Dr. Robotnik. I hope you all enjoyed this part, as it seems to be very good. This series is actually going super well. As the first episode hasn't been dropped yet, but when this comes out, hope y'all enjoy it. Remember to like and subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed. So, the next thing we're going to move on to... Actually, let me take a look at something real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, back. I need to check on something real quick. So, yeah, I may be doing a one-shot here in a second for a what if, as these series are doing super well on my channel, and I appreciate y'all's support. There will become a time, though, where I will take a short break. Most likely, y'all won't know it's a break. It's most likely me taking a break from making some videos, but I'll have videos lined up for y'all. So I do hope y'all enjoy that, as I love doing this for y'all. What ifs are absolutely a great thing I do, and I also like doing gaming, and y'all seem to like it when I do that. As we're going to move on to a one-shot. And which one should I do? You know what? We're going to do a one-shot of one I made a while back. I've showed it in the last What If live stream, if y'all got to look at it. What if Deku was Entity 303? Let's get started. Welcome to What if Deku was Entity 303. So I don't know the exact of all of Entity 303's powers or forms, but I'll just be going off his base form for this what if and the powers I do know, which I'll go ahead and name some of them. He does however can produce those fireballs the gas produce and fire them. He will have a weapon, which I will believe it will be I'm gonna make it a sword. Yeah, a sword. And he can move super fast, he can teleport. He can control his underlings, his servants, people that follow him. And without further ado, let's get right on into it. We go back to the 14th century, where Entity 303 is talking with a couple of his followers. One of them being Dark Cloak. Dark Cloak. Yes, sir. I'll be gone for a long time after my battle with the so-called hero. What do you mean, sir? They prepared a ceiling to seal me in. Your job is going to be to find it. As soon as I'm sealed, they'll hide it somewhere. Once it's discovered, I want you to try to free me. I'll do my best, sir. And don't forget, you'll have help. Isn't that right? Reddish black. As he's referring to her eyes. Yes, master. I'll be helping in this endeavor. And remember, the followers of me will also be working with y'all. As he looks on to where there's a few people in black cloaks. This fight will definitely be my last for a while, as the hero is strong, as he's been given powers by God. And if it wasn't for his interference, I would have been able to rule this world, as I had taken over at least 2 countries already. Unfortunately, they will not stay in your grasp after your defeat, sir. I know. And they'll probably erase me from history. Just remember, I've given you 2 immortality for a reason. We will not forget about that, sir. Good. Now, let's go. As he goes to fight the hero. So, hero of light, it looks like you've come to meet your end. It is wrong, Entity 303. I've come to meet your end. My end. Very well. As he pulls out a black sword, as they fight, as they're delivering blows, as they're flying, hitting each other in the air. As he sends the hero down to the ground, and uses his fire blast, hitting him, sending him to the ground. Give up, hero. We've been battling for at least an hour and you haven't really made any progress. Maybe not, but this will. As he pulls out an artifact, as he throws it. What is that supposed to do? As he fires a blast at it. As the hero threw his sword, hitting the blast, and the sword going and hitting him right in the chest. As he's sent back, as the item hits him, as it was a small dagger, hitting him right between the eyes. Was that supposed to... As all his powers and his body disappears into the dagger. A black and yellow dagger. A black hilt. And the yellow sword part. As the hero gets up, injured. Now to hide you away, to where no one can free you. as the hero had taken it and hid it in the one place his servants would never find it, his grave. As we go about to the beginning of the anime, where some archaeologists had found the hero's tomb, as they said of the first hero. Now, the history of Entity 303 had been erased as the hero's order, so no one knew that Entity 303 had already taken control of several islands and a few countries. As it was all erased, the only people knowing it were his followers that had been following him for the longest time. And the descendants of the followers also knew of Entity 303's existence, but could do nothing about it, as they were just sitting there, taking the orders from his right and left hand men, which is being Reddish Black and Black Cloak. And if y'all have character names, please tell me. I can change these character names. But anyway. What's this? It seems to be an old tomb. This is an excellent find. There must be some artifacts here. As they walk in, as there's a hero with them, because sometimes villains will steal artifacts that have sentimental value, or they just sell them on the black market for a higher price. As they look over, looking through the cave, where is it? There should be an artifact here. As they look through it, as they find a coffin. Is that a coffin, sir? Yes. As they go and read it, as they see, this is the first hero's tomb. The first hero's tomb. But the first hero came around like 200 years ago. Apparently not on this. Apparently the first hero arose in the 14th century. Seriously? A hero like that in the 14th century? We must get this to a museum immediately. As they look around the room and they find the dagger in its sheath. This must be an artifact as well. We'll take it to the museum in Japan. It'll be displayed. As the sword or the dagger he was sealed in is going to be taken to Japan's National Museum, to where it will be displayed. As Black Cloak is in Japan and Reddish Black is in America, because those are the ones with the two most archaeologic exhibits. So if the dagger would be found, it'd be in one of those two countries. So, Dark Cloak is watching the news as it comes up, as an ancient weapon and all that is being transported to the National Japan Museum. It looks like our time is now. And one key factor about both of his right and left people, most trusted, is that one of them has a dark eye on each side. The girl has a dark eye on the right side, and the Dark Cloak has a dark eye on the left, signifying the power that was given to them by Entity 303. I forgot to mention that. But anyway, okay, gather the men, as he's referring to the dark cloaked men behind him. Yes, sir, we'll gather the followers immediately. As he gathers his troops, or more like Entity 303's troops, Deku's troops, we've gathered at least 20 men, sir. The rest cannot make it. We have at least 100 men in Japan. Yes, but they're all across Japan. It'll take them at least a day or two to get here. Fair point. We'll have to start the raid without them then. Listen, the National Museum is housing an artifact that seals our master away. We will go there and free our master. That is an order, understand? Of course, sir. We cannot fail. The freedom of our master is most important. Of course. As we move on to where they're transporting it, as one of the followers has a black-winged quark, or, I'm just gonna say a crow quark, because why not? As he's following him from the sky. It's moving on such road up to the museum. Good. Prepare to intercept it. Team 1, are you in position? Yes, sir. As you can just see, Team 1 in some cars waiting for the vehicle to pass by. Prepare to move in. As soon as it shows up, I want you to block its path. Team 2, we're ready to block its escape route. Good. It's going under in a cave here in a few minutes. That's where we cut it off. Yes, sir. Crow, tell us when it reaches the cave. Of course, sir. As it approaches the cave, or not, pretty much the tunnel. As it approaches the tunnel, it's gone through. As 2 cars approach out in front, blocking its way. As 2 cars approach out in the back, blocking the tunnel entrances. As Dark Cloak comes out. As the people in the truck, hey, there's some trucks blocking the way. As they stop, as some security guards guarding the artifacts come out, we need y'all to move. You're blocking government property. As a man in a dark cloak comes up, that won't be necessary. As Dark Cloak just slits the 2 necks of the guards. Open fire. As a few of the villains with guns fire, killing the remaining security guards, not leaving a single person alive. The time to free my master. As they open the back and they walk over to the dagger. As he goes to grab it, his arm is burned. Oh. Of course, the hero must come up with a countermeasure for subordinates. Since I have the powers of my master, it'll affect me. You, as he's referring to one of the dark cloaked men, grab the artifact. Yes, sir. As he grabs it. Now let's get out of here. As they leave. An hour later, the bodies of the security guards and the people guarding the artifacts were discovered. As some heroes are talking about it on the scene. Detective, what happened here? It seems that someone attacked the artifacts that came in. Why would they want artifacts? Probably to sell it in the black market. But what's weird is they only took one thing. What did they take? They took a dagger of some sorts found. Why would they want a dagger? Who knows? As Aizawa is thinking, why would they want a dagger? I must do research on this. This is kind of odd for someone just to steal a dagger and leave all of the priceless artifacts. Technically, if you're working for a cult, that's pretty much what you would do anyway. You can consider Entity 303's men as a cult, but I wouldn't consider them that. They're just like servants or people that follow him. But anyway, back as a call his support in America gets a call. Reddish black. This is Dark Cloak. Yes, I know who this is. I know it's been about 100 or 150 years since I last talked to you. Yes. What is it? I found the master. As she's surprised, you found Entity 303? Yes. We currently have him, but the hero placed some sort of seal to where I can't break it. I doubt you'll be able to break it either. We may need to move on to a different plan, a different strategy. I have an idea. What? Maybe a descendant of the hero could break it? And who would be the descendant of a hero? They would have to not know to break it. Someone full of themselves. Definitely someone that would be a descendant of the first hero. Because the first hero was cocky. So will his descendant be. But who would be his descendant? I think I've got just the right person. And if y'all have not already guessed it, it's going to be Katsuki Bakugo, the descendant of the first hero. Actually, they're kind of ironic. Anyway, Katsuki Bakugo. Yeah, now that I think about it, he does have some similarities to the hero. Yeah. If you can get him to break the dagger, that should free the master. How will I... You know what, never mind. I've got the perfect plan. You. Talk to you later, as he hangs up. You. Is your first one of the villains. There's a battle happening, or villains happening, attacking the USJ. Katsuki Bakugo will be there. I want you to attack him with the dagger. And make sure he shatters it. I will not fail you, sir. Good. Our master will be released. And the time of his rule will come once again. And if you get the chance, after he breaks the dagger, kill him. I'll do my best, sir. It would be good to serve the master once again. But I wonder, how will he feel? As he's referring to someone else. It's quite rude of you to infer to me. As he turns around. No. I will be doing a What If Deku Was Null video, if y'all want to hear that one. No. It's been a while, of course. After all, Entity 303 is a friend of mine. You wouldn't think I would not notice if his ceiling was found. I would be glad to have some fun with him again. I remember all the games we would play. Oh, fun. All those rampages, all those battles we had. As you remembers a fight of him and Null, or him and Entity 303, where they would destroy quite a bit of land fighting each other. Ah, the good old days, I would say. When he was not sealed, I mean. You know, it's gonna take a while for his powers to return, even when he's unsealed. I understand that. It will take some time for him to recover. It will. But I can also help shatter his weapon. By the hero, at least. I'll make sure the job is done, as you cannot show yourself to the public. Neither can your friend. They still have no idea I exist. So if it comes down to it, I'll be the backup plan. It's quite odd how you want to help us, Null. Well, you could think of it as a favor to your master. For a fight or duels we had quite a while back. Alright. You betray us, you die, though. Just understand that. I know. And you won't be able to kill me even if you tried. Because you are so weak compared to your boss. Only at half of his strength with his shared power. Yes, I know we only have half his power he's granted us. We're still quite strong. We can put up a fight against you. Yes, you can put up quite a bit of a fight, but y'all would not win, even if you both took me on together. Now, if you excuse me, I'll go free your boss. As he walks away, and just vanishes into the shadows, disappearing from sight. Man, I hate him. And I think I'm actually gonna make this a two-shot. Like, it'll be in two parts. So I hope y'all enjoyed part 1 of What If Deku Was Entity 303. And I will be back for part 2 where I'll end it. And that video may be an hour or 30 minutes long, depending. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe. Ooh, that was just a good one. I know I said I would do a one-shot of it. But me doing a one-shot right now is going to be a little bit difficult. Although there will be no more series or what-ifs coming out right now until I finish one of these series off. I'll say that. So, I will be adding another what-if in the next live stream, though. And I'll be doing some off-screen what-ifs as well. Like, the what if Deku was a female Inkling. I'm not doing that one on a live stream. That one is going to be a separate video all by itself, I do. I will be adding another video probably the next live stream, actually. Because I got a really good idea from one of you subscribers, and I want it in a live stream. So I may come back tonight and do another what if live stream, part 3, if I have time. Or I may do it some other point this week. So I hope you look out for that. And I hope you all enjoyed What If Deku live stream part 2. Part 3 coming out soon. Maybe today, maybe next week. Who knows? Or maybe during the week. Stay tuned.